14 podcast. We're back. And the Jays are honestly in on every single player that's ever existed or ever walked the face of the earth that plays the game of baseball. Avery, how are you doing, man? Where are you at with this? Are we getting used?
So I was talking to my brother about this, kind of the same thing. It's like when you get cheated on a lot, someone had to pick you in the first place. So that's got to mean something to you. The Blue Jays being in the talks is doing it for me right now. It's doing it. I'll set hand up. It's doing it for me.
It is. And just honestly, seeing the Toronto Blue Jays and Juan Soto and Shohei Ohtani in the same sentence, that's all I need, brother. That's all I fucking need. That's a drug that I can't describe to any single person. Yeah, so let's talk about it. We talked about Ohtani on Thursday, I want to say, or Wednesday. We did the Ohtani pod.
Yeah.
Thanks for everyone listening. Did really well. Let's talk about the Soto stuff, man. I mean, I did a poll on Twitter, and it had like 5,000 people answered it. Ohtani or Soto. 89% of the people want Shohei Ohtani. I get it.
Well, you have, yeah. We're missing pieces of who you'd want more because Juan Soto's on a 1-year expiring deal. Yeah. And then Shohei Ohtani will be signed for 10 years. So if you put that into perspective, it changes people's opinions, right? Juan Soto at this point, Shohei without the pitching stuff makes him less valuable. It's just how it is, right? Still an otherworldly hitter.
And you got to give guys up for him.
Exactly. Perfect. And then Juan Soto, you have to give up pieces for 1 year. You don't know if he's going to resign, but he's still a surefire Hall of Fame bat. Yeah. You just can't get your name into all the time. So if you believe in what your team can do and what your front office is capable of, you get this guy in your uniform and then you re-sign him.
Yes. And my thing with this is he's obviously really good friends with Vladdy. We've seen all the videos and the pictures and the offseason stuff of him with Vladdy. I think the Jays' odds of re-signing Juan Soto are surprisingly higher than what people would peg it as, especially with the fact that he wants to play on a good team, clearly. So that's why I probably won't go to the Yankees. And obviously he said he's going to test out free agency. But the Jays being in on Ohtani means that they are okay spending the $500 million range, the $400 million range on a player. If they miss out on Ohtani and their focus shifts to Juan Soto, they will do whatever it takes to get that guy signed. Because you sign Juan Soto for $400 million or whatever it's going to be, $450 million, you're essentially saving $100 million, right? Because that you would have spent $100 million more on Shohei Ohtani. You're going to be in on Juan Soto. And just them being the front runners right now on Juan Soto, according to Hector Gomez, which I don't know how true this is, it gives me hope that at least one of the two is going to be a Toronto Blue Jay. And maybe I'm delusional, but I truly do think one or the other will be in playing for the Toronto Blue Jays next year.
Yeah, you can't not think that based on all the news that's come out and all the tweets that have happened. For sure, it is setting up that if they're out on Ohtani, it's Juan Soto's the next one up. And saying that the Yankees aren't going to negotiate against themselves, so now the Blue Jays are just in. The Yankees are so dumb. Just you do whatever it takes to get a guy who's proven it already against guys who are AAA right now and haven't proven the thing yet. So I think we've seen it some past Blue Jays trades.
Dude,
as well.
Fuck prospect huggers. And I wanted to say this. I tweeted it. If you are protecting Addison Barger, if you are protecting Orelvis Martinez, if you are protecting whatever, who you have no fucking idea if they are going to be good, to get Juan Soto, I hate you. I hate you so much. If you are saying, no, we can't give up Barger for Juan Soto, do you fucking realize how good Juan Soto is? Last year, 35 home runs, 100 plus RBIs, 275 average.
What was his on? What was his on?
Jays
what was his
didn't
on
even come
base
close
too?
to that. Didn't even come close to that last year.
Yeah.
This is a guy that is so much better than every single fucking prospect in the system. And if you are a prospect hugger, you're a loser. You're a bum.
I mean,
did you not learn from the Barrios trade? Because I guarantee you there was people in my comment section in the Rios trade. Oh, we can't give up Groshans. We can't give up Austin Martin. We can't give up Simeon Woodridge. We can't give up these guys. They're all bums now. They're all bums. All three of them. All of them. They're bums. Matt Chapman trade. All of them are bums. Have we not learned? Have we not learned?
I mean, the Blue Jays have a good track record of when they give up to get good talent. But I don't think there's a player on the Blue Jays who's better than Juan Soto just in general. Not even
exactly.
Let's not talk about prospects here. Let's talk about the guys on the team. He's the best player on the Blue Jays as soon as he gets here.
Yes. Easily.
So
and and he makes your team. Juan Soto makes your team. If you don't have to give up anyone from that pitching staff, maybe you say Kikuchi. He makes your team an instant World Series contender with this lineup. Instant. Favorite. Easily. Not even close.
There might be something to be said next year who makes a bigger impact on the Blue Jays, Shohei or Juan Soto.
I'll say this, though. And we were talking about it in the Warrior Mentality group chat. I watched the video that Zoobs was watching. Shohei Ohtani home run highlights from last year are fucking fucked. No. This dude this dude hits baseballs to places I've never seen before. There is one that I retweeted today that was put in the group chat off of Lance Lynn. This ball was murdered 478 feet. Murdered, Avery. I want it. One or the other. Because Juan Soto home runs rock, by the way, too. The
Juan
way
Soto
hits
hit,
them.
What is it? The game 3 home run off Verlander, maybe?
Garrett Cole.
I remember one off Verlander that was
there was one off Garrett Cole that was ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking of it. I swear it was off Verlander. I don't know what game it was of the World Series. He hits it to the second deck at not Tropicana, Minute Maid or whatever they call it.
I think that was Garrett Cole, I'm pretty sure, bro.
I swear it's Verlander. Someone's punching the steering wheel.
Maybe there was multiple. I don't know, but
he launches a baseball into the second deck.
I get obviously
the thing we haven't even talked about the best thing he does. That's get on base. He gets on base like one every 2 times he's on base.
He had more walks than strikeouts last year.
Love that.
Like, come on, dude. Like the prospect huggers, what are we doing? Like we're protecting Addison Barger over Juan fucking Soto, dude? Fuck Addison Barger, with all due respect.
With all due respect. You do whatever it takes.
I'll pack his bags for him. I'll pack his fucking bags for him. We're protecting Addison Barger? When we're protecting Alan Roden? And who? These guys aren't even top 100 fucking prospects.
I mean, if they're half as good as Juan Soto, they're MLB All-Stars.
And we're protecting them. Like I see all over Twitter, oh, we can't give up Alan Roden. Who the fuck is Alan Roden? Is he even a top 100 prospect? No. We're protecting top 200 prospects? That's what the prospect owners are doing? We're protecting top 200 prospects? Who gives a fuck? It's crazy, Avery. That's my entire timeline and comment section. Is like, oh, we can't give up Alan Roden. I will fucking drive to wherever he is and I'll pack his shit for him. What are we doing? Protecting Alan Roden.
It's a surefire Hall of Famer who's 25 years old, right?
This is wild that we even have to have this discourse because we are talking a guy that won a World Series and was the best player on his team when he was 19 years old. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Alan Roden is like 100 compared to this guy. Alan Roden, Juan Soto's going to be so good when he's Alan Roden's age. That's what I mean. Fuck. But whatever, I guess. I mean, this is where we're at.
So okay, let's do more discourse on it because we have to. Like that's Juan Soto to Toronto is. I can't believe we're in the talks, and I don't want to be okay with it because that's where I think I'm at. Give me a transaction with the Toronto Blue Jays because we're in Isaac Paredes talks at this point.
Which, honestly, I don't hate either.
No, brother, pull the ball in the air.
He pulls the shit out of the baseball, dude. Yeah. He hates Oppo, and it rocks.
I think they're just going to find the exact opposite of guys they were in on last year.
Yes.
Because I never thought about it, but it is Ross's last shot here at some point.
Yeah, he's running out. He's running out of time. He
It's this
needs
year.
that big move.
It's this year or it's not. The team he's built is good. The people he's brought in every year that we look for in free agents are good. No doubt about that. But I mean, there's another splash to be made to keep his job here. And Shohei Ohtani are the best 18-year-old to ever play Major League Baseball are two pretty good options we can work at.
Avery, I honestly have chills. I'm just happy to be here. I'm just a happy to be here, guy.
I don't want to be happy to be here anymore. I'm starting to get.
Well, that's where I am. That's where I am. And I will tell you this: the day they get one or the other will be the greatest day on Twitter in the history of my life. I will never top that.
No, because I'm hoping they do it when we're both in the office at some point and we can just go live and talk ball.
No, we're gonna have to do a pod like that night of, obviously, but we definitely have to do a live on it. Well, that'll be like 1,000 viewer live. That'll be fucking crazy. But like the thing is I don't think these prospect huggers, I know we're talking about them this entire time. It's the last comment I'll make. I don't think they realize how good Juan Soto is. And I don't think a lot of the common fan realizes how good Juan Soto is. Like, we were talking about a guy who is like you can make the argument he is a once in a generation talent. Like a once in a generation talent. And the fact that he would be considered quote unquote a backup option for Shohei Ohtani for this Toronto Blue Jays team is insane to me. Go show you how in Ross Atkins is right now. Like, he is a backup option. A backup if the Jays don't get Ohtani.
I need a transaction. Them just being a Toronto Blue Jay would do so many things for this team, man. Obviously, Ohtani, a little more international reach, but I would just want to. I love talking about it. I could talk about it for days, but I just make it happen, man. Holy fuck.
And this is my thing is like, what the Ohtani stuff is great, right? But does stealing Juan Soto from the Yankees make it a little bit cooler?
Way.
Then
cooler.
We just have that over that. I'm like, you guys, you broke boys couldn't get Juan Soto. Like, you motherfuckers couldn't get Juan Soto. We got him. You know, I think that one-ups the Ohtani stuff a little bit.
100%.
A little bit. Just being able to say, oh, we got you didn't. We got Juan Soto.
Yeah,
you guys wanted him.
Congrats on your high-ranked farm system, but none of those guys you were able to part with to get a generational hitter that would hit 1,000 home runs at your stadium.
Oh my God,
built for Yankee
Stadium. Him at Yankee Stadium would be my hell. I'll
100%.
say it. Would be my hell, Avery. This is my thing. Like, this is my thing with Juan Soto in Yankee. He's the perfect Yankee. They need a left fielder. They need a guy that gets on base that doesn't hit like 204 like the entire lineup they have. He's the perfect Yankee.
Johnny. He couldn't be a better Yankee.
So
will he look cool in pinstripes? Probably.
Yeah, he'd look really fucking cool in pinstripes. Let's get Juan Soto and let's dunk on these fucking bum Yankee fans in our mentions because it'll be the greatest thing ever. Do I think? Listen.
Okay, what do you hate more right now? Because Cubs fans are being annoying as fuck too.
Oh yeah, Cubs fans are fucking losers. They are Chicago Cubs fans. They won 83 games last year, and they are talking like they are the greatest show on turf. They are talking like, oh my God, we have a top 3 prospect system. Surely every single prospect you have will work. Remember Brennan Davis, number 1 prospect that you guys had? A friend of mine, no disrespect to Brennan, he hit 180 last year in AAA. And he was their number 1 prospect. So let's pump the brakes on this prospect bullshit. Okay? You think Ohtani's looking at the fucking Cubs prospects before he signs there? No. He doesn't give a fuck. He's looking at the roster right now that has Mike Talkman in it. That's what he's looking at.
Yankee legend.
So I'm so tired. This is my most hated list right now. John Morosi 1. Fuck you. Fuck you, John Morosi. Chicago Cubs 2. And Yankees thinking like the Yankees fans that are chiming in on Soto to the Blue Jays or Ohtani to the Blue Jays. Just go worry about Volpe, okay? Go worry about your Gold Glove shortstop. That they are annoying as fuck. Like, John Morosi is doing everything in his power to stay relevant in Canadian sports media. everything in his power. If he could comment on the Blue Jays, he is going to. 100%. He's going to say something stupid and derogatory about the Toronto Blue Jays just to get clicks. I know what you're doing, John. You fucking bum.
Didn't he do a tax thing about Canada too or something?
No, that was Heyman. Do these guys not realize they get paid in USD? Do these dumb fucking reporters and these people on Twitter realize that Major League Baseballers get paid in US dollars, no matter what team you play for? So what are they talking about with this? Like, they're so dumb.
Yeah, like the tax rate in Canada and California are crazy different.
California has a worse tax rate than Canada, and he played in fucking LA. Like, and the other team that is in on him is in LA. So what are we talking about? It's so dumb. But I just want something to happen this week. I know winter meetings is happening, and I know last year I think a lot of the signings took place.
Ton of people in winter meetings.
Yeah, ton of people.
Arson Judge happened during.
Arson Judge happened. Obviously today, Jared Kelenic just got dealt to the.
What was that full deal? Did you see it yet?
Yeah. Evan White was included, and Marco Gonzalez, and they got 2 prospects back.
What the fuck is that trade?
It's a nothing burger of a trade.
So they're trying to make room for Otani. I like that.
Yeah, they aren't getting Otani. They're broke. I would honestly imagine, Avery, and at some point in our lifetime, the Toronto Blue Jays will be Mariners-esque. Actually, I don't know. They have the richest ownership in baseball. I don't think they'll ever be Mariners-esque.
Unless they sell the team.
Yeah. They sell a team, maybe. But yeah, it's a tough day in Seattle today. You trade Jared Kelenic at honestly his lowest value.
No, he had a great year till some injuries happened.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. What are the Braves doing?
He was really good.
Like the case of the trade, Avery. Atlanta Braves are traded, or the Mariners have traded Kelenic, Marco Gonzalez, Evan White to the Braves in exchange for Cole Phillips and Jackson Kowar.
Jackson Core's a Brave? Holy shit.
Yeah. Good trade.
He was a Royal, I believe.
Yeah, they're really I don't know.
That's an odd trade.
That's a very random trade. But
it's a transaction. It's nice to talk about.
The Jays are that guy at the bar just wheeling and dealing, talking to every single female on the planet.
But he's not he's not falling flat on their face.
Yes. Sooner than later that might happen though.
Yeah.
We'll see. And I'll tell you what. I am awfully scared of the Toronto Blue Jays not getting either. And then we are the laughing stock of MLB.
See, that's where I'm ready to not get any of them. Like
we're used to it, right? Yeah. I mean, we're not used to it. Essentially,
I'm not going
to
cry and bitch and complain like I see some people do that. They always get used for other people. Sure, whatever. You're in the conversation. If you're having meetings with the players, they're taking the time to listen to your offers. You're there. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
If you can pitch them well enough and we have a product that makes people want to be here, you're there. They're taking your meetings.
Let's do a message to our future self. Let's do 2 messages. The Jays got Otani or Soto. What would be the message to ourselves? World Series or bust?
I think so.
What the fuck just happened to your mic?
Unrecognized right now. One sec.
Avery's mic in shambles, folks. Solo pod. Back to Solo. But yeah, I guess I'll take the reins over Solo here. But listen, the Toronto Blue Jays getting Juan Soto or Shohei Ohtani to me would be great. It would be the greatest moment of my life as a Toronto Blue Jays fan. I don't think it'd be even close. Toronto Blue Jays have never won a 7-game series in my lifetime. In your lifetime, Avery, they never won a 7-game series. This would be the greatest moment besides a World Series in my lifetime. Getting one of these players.
I mean, 100%.
Like, I'm just thinking of fucking...
Well, 2015, 2016, great, too.
But they didn't do shit. They didn't win an ALCS. They didn't go to a World Series. Like, this is better. This is better than sex. It's better than my future child. And I'm shout out to Gate 14 Nation. I've already had 2 fathers committing to naming their child Shohei and Edward Rogers. So Gate 14 Nation's running strong, but I am so excited, Avery. I don't care. I'm ready to get hurt again. I am so fucking ready to get hurt again. The Jays are all in, baby.
So let's do the talk. We do need to have this chat, Johnny. What are we agreeing to do if Shohei is a Blue Jay or Juan Soto is a Blue Jay?
Okay, I think
I think we're just a group piss pants.
I don't want to do that anymore, man. We're too old for that. We're 26. How about this? We'll do something
I'm
for
not
the
26
people.
yet, man. Respect me.
We'll do something for the people. We will buy 3 listeners Otani or Soto jerseys.
So no piss pants. Do you care about the people?
No, okay, fine. Me and Avery will do a group piss.
Group piss, and we'll buy a jersey.
Okay. Yep. Group piss, and we'll buy a Gate 14 listener a jersey. A follower a jersey. Okay, fine. Fuck. All right. We'll commit to pissing ourselves. Listen, it'll be a funny video. And honestly, Gate 14 Nation, if you guys want to ride with us and you want to piss yourself too and post a video of it, let's get that trend going. Why not? Let's get everyone doing it. Tweet at us. If you are listening right now to this, thousands of you are listening to this, commit to pissing yourself. You tweet at us and you mark your name down on our list to commit to piss yourself if Otani or Soto signs here. I want all of Blue Jays Twitter pissing themselves. Let's start a trend. Let's get viral. All right.
I do love the piss yourself. I mean,
the piss yourself is going to be funny. Let's go into some listener questions, Avery.
All right. Sorry I didn't get to the ones last week. That's my bad. Also, how'd your weekend go, John?
It was good, man.
You guys went out last night. So my brother got married. I think this is a funny thing. My brother got married on Friday. I posted that Instagram picture of me and my nephew, saying it was a big day, and people thought that I had won custody over my child.
Yeah.
No, it was just my nephew. There's a big day for his dad, my older brother. So weddings are kind of cool, man. It's nice when you get some good people around.
For sure. Yeah, no, I mean, we went to happy birthday, Mike, by the way. His birthday's going to be when this drops on Monday. What a guy. Fucking legend. We went to Hail Mary for his birthday. And it was so hot in there that, you know, when you're in the shower and the mirror
steams,
fogs, the mirrors were fogged in there.
Yeah.
That's how hot it was in there. And shout out to my friend Michael Alto for putting on a legacy performance. He was sick and still showed up to the bar. He wasn't like really, really sick. I'm not calling him a fucking super spreader by any means. He just had like a cold, like he had like I think it was a headache or a sore throat or whatever it was. And he showed up and he was in rough shape, but he still put on a show for the boys. So that's the Alto effect. That's the Alto difference. But let's go to listener questions.
All right. How would we feel if Big Dick Rick was in the prospect package for Juan Soto?
Bye, Ricky. Bye, buddy.
That's the only one that I don't like. I'm not ready to say get the fuck out of here.
But it's not going to take Ricky, right? It's not. The thing is, if it would take Ricky, that would be a 1-for-1. Or like it would be him and someone else. It'd be like him and like a Kikuchi or something like that, or him like something else. I don't think Ricky would be a centerpiece in a trade for Juan Soto, especially a rental player for 1 year. I don't.
Obviously, the Padres would want him. So
yes,
I would be disappointed in that for sure. I think he is in it 100%. And I think Alek Manoah might be in it too.
Yeah, that's fine. Bye, Alec. Enjoy San Diego sun.
He would love the sun, Miami.
He would love it. He really would.
Okay. This question: how's JR doing? JR is doing well. We're about a month out from me flying to LA to stay at JR's apartment with like 4 of our buddies. And today he was in New York talking to some Saudi people. He had to deliver a pair of shoes. He had to take a flight from LA to New York to deliver a pair of shoes. And he doesn't tell anyone anything. So he's alive. Hasn't messaged the chat in a while.
He's just not a part of Gate 14 anymore. I guess we could say it. I mean, there's no like, I'm not mad at him or anything. He's a busy guy. Obviously, has a big boy job and he's making a lot of money doing it and stuff like that, stuff that he loves. So he's just not really a part of Gate 14 anymore, which is fine.
Yeah,
I mean, Johnny show. What?
He hasn't been here in months.
I mean, that's
pretty easy to say.
I mean, if we couldn't make it more obvious, I mean, I have another conversation with him, but I'm assuming it's a mutual thing where he's just not going to be a part of Gate 14 more, which is fine. Yeah. Obviously, you could tell. Then, like I said, no respect. You could tell he just didn't have a passion for the Toronto Blue Jays, like how we do, you know.
And he loves business. and that's how he wanted to be successful in his field. So,
which is fine. So I hope
100%.
he's doing well. But yeah, this is the Johnny and Avery show from obviously a month ago for forever. So yeah. Best of whatever. I guess I'll answer because I get tons of DMs about it. I've kind of been shying away from it. But yeah, he's not a part of Gate 14 anymore.
Okay, does Johnny take the poop pledge for Soto as well, or just Ohtani?
I don't like. I committed to it on Twitter. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I can make myself shit. That's my thing.
Yeah, that's
my thing is I don't know if I can. Like the piss thing. When I pissed myself, that took so long, and the people don't know about that. When the story when I pissed myself, that was the night I first interviewed Jordan Luplow. That was the first night I met him after his massive season in 2020. So I was like, I kept leaving our interview to take pisses because I kept drinking. I was fucked up during that interview because I wanted to make myself drink so I could piss on the live.
Yeah.
So I was like so much liquid in my body, dude. It took me so long to make myself piss myself. It was fucking crazy, dude. Absolutely insane. So the poop thing's going to be hard. I'll say. I don't know if I'll be able to do it.
You probably shouldn't do the poop thing.
Yeah.
The pee thing's funny. Let's leave out the poop thing.
Yeah.
How high of a phone and internet bill are you willing to pay if the Jays sign Ohtani?
$250 a month. I don't give a fuck.
I paid $300 for my phone bill last month.
Oh my god. Well, that's because of the road trip.
I know.
But yeah, that's
a moron. That's my problem.
That's a lot.
Okay, this is another bullshit thing. Should the Jays consider moving Springer? If so, for what?
I'm not listening to Jeff Blair. Sorry, Jeff. I don't care. That's a nothing burger. That won't happen. So
yeah,
no team is going to pick up the George Springer contract.
I know.
Let's make that very clear.
The teams that would pick him up wouldn't pay him that money.
Exactly, and the Jays would have to eat some of it anyways.
100%. So
and you're trading Joe like you're trading George Springer again at a pretty low value. Like he wasn't good last year. Like why would you trade him?
No, I don't think you do trade, and you need outfielders at this point. So trading him would be moronic at this stage.
And you need guys that could hit. And I'll say he can hit.
He will hit. He will find a way to hit this year. So, and the way Jeff Blair said it, I could see it happening, but I don't think it's likely. Shut up, dude, man. I could have said that.
I'm so tired of these fucking journalists that say they go foot in, foot out, like Scott Mitchell. I wouldn't be shocked something happened. No, dummy. You say it's gonna happen or you don't. You don't say shocked bullshit. You don't put half foot in and then take credit when something happens. You either say it's gonna happen or you don't, and that's where you leave it at. Don't be a fucking don't try to play this little fake sources bullshit. That's where I'm at with it, Avery. Like Jeff Blair saying, I wouldn't be shocked if that was a nothing quote. I meant nothing.
100%.
I wouldn't be shocked if the Jays traded Vladdy, or I would be shocked if the Jays signed Vladdy in the next 2 years. Like that's what that's saying.
100%. Any merch dropping for Gate 14 Nation? No.
So, like the thing is, our distributor is a fucking dummy. I'll say it. Like I've had to take the reins and deal with it. So I had to deal with the hundreds of emails from people. They fucked this up. We didn't get the other shirt we ordered in the thing. We got the wrong shirt in the order. I'm trying to find personally a better distributor that I know that I could trust that's not going to fuck everything up. So until that happens, hopefully the new year, maybe close to the start of the season, I can promise you it'll happen close to the start of the season. That's when that'll happen. Yeah. But right now, I don't trust this guy. Like this guy fucks everything up. So that's where I'm at with that.
He really does.
Until we get a better distributor, that is when the website will be flowing properly. You'll be getting your stuff on time. It won't be a fuck up every order. You won't wait 4 or 5 weeks for shit to get there because they just forget to answer my emails. That's when we'll go from there. And we're looking for that guy right now, obviously, because the guy we had, it was funny in the moment, but it's not funny until you realize like people are putting their hard-earned money on our shit.
Yeah, no, it was never funny. He just sucked.
Yeah. It was funny the fact that we always had to deal with him and he would just have no clue that he would fuck up. That was the funny part of it. But This is my thing, man. You guys put your hard-earned money into us. You spend it and you want to buy our stuff and support us. And when this guy fucks this up and that's a reflection on us, I don't like that. Doesn't sit right with me. And I don't want to have bad reputation, bad raps with fucking our listeners, like with our listeners. So until I can trust someone, that is when we'll jump back into the merch game. Yeah. And I can't trust this guy
because we have ideas. That's the problem. Is there's a ton of ideas. You just can't. We can't trust the guy to get it done.
Yeah, exactly.
How many games will you go to if the Jays get Ohtani and or Juan Soto?
This is my thing, Avery. Like with the content that we're going to be able to pump out of this, and the clips, especially with the Japanese community, the Otani clips on Twitter, bang. Like, they are crazy.
Can we talk about my tweet as well?
Yeah, we'll talk about that after this. But I'm going to try to go to one game of homestand, maybe 2 games of homestand. We have to like, if they do this is the best team in baseball on paper. This is the World Series favorite. We have to stream. Like, we have to do that, especially with an Otani or Soto, because it's going to be so much more electric. The games are going to mean more. It's going to be packed. It's going to be fucking awesome. And I don't give a shit. I will stream when all the time if I have to, because it's going to be awesome. And viewing this and watching this with our listeners and our viewers is going to make it so much better.
100%. 100%. So I had a tweet that I tweeted out. I'll read it here. And also Jared Carrabba was talking about that tweet rocked as well. Okay, so I said, I've acquired an exclusive soundbite from Shohei Ohtani's childhood best friend where he says Shohei is going to sign with the Toronto Blue Jays. Obviously, it's not Shohei's childhood best friend. That is my best friend, my college roommate who's from Tokyo. I sent him a message. I said, hey, Sots, can you say something in Japanese into your phone and send it to me? Yeah. And he was a baseball guy. I played baseball with him in college. And so he knows the Yusei thing. We saw Ohtani when he came to Toronto for the first time. So he made a video and someone translated it too, which sucked because I had no idea what he actually said in there because I don't know Japanese, obviously. And people took that and ran with it. So
yes,
he did a good job. He just had to speak Japanese into his phone and that rocked. And I said, you have to say something in English. And he did it. He said he's going to be a Blue Jay. And people didn't.
It was a funny video. People got mad about it. And like, by the way, the people like just ruining us having fun. Like, I tweeted an Air Canada flight log. It has like 200,000 views on Twitter. And people are like, we're not going to do this, are we? It's a fucking flight log. He's not flying fucking Air Canada to Toronto from Japan. He's going to fly private if the Jays get him down here. Obviously, they're meeting with him in Nashville at the meetings, but like people just hate fun, that's what I've realized. It's just so fucking annoying. And that and the fake sources, I'm really pissed off about, like the people that are just pretending they know stuff. It's really annoying. So there's a couple other things.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think Ohtani's a Dog and Bear or Paris, Texas guy?
Do you think he likes EDM? Like, I feel like he would like the music at Dog and Bear, right?
I think so too.
Yeah, I think he'd love the music at Dog and Bear. I'm gonna say Dog and Bear. I don't think he's a country music guy. I'll say it.
That would be my answer as well.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
All right. Now let's do it. Awesome interview. Obviously, a guy that I just chirped a lot on Twitter for being a dog shit interview. I think it was great. Honestly, I think he did a great job there. Obviously, a little more polished than he was when I met him when he was on the Brewers. That was when I had him on. Great guy. Let's cut it to the Bowden Francis interview. Love you guys. Make sure you guys, by the way, make sure you guys like the YouTube video, subscribe. We got a ton of subscribers from that Thursday pod. Maybe we'll do a micro pod again on Thursday for the people. Maybe see like with the winter meeting, stuff like that. Or obviously if something big happens, we'll be doing that. But yeah, let's cut to the Bowden Francis interview. All right. We are now joined by an old friend of mine, a guy that played a massive part this year for the 2023 Toronto Blue Jays, JUCO Bandit, relief pitcher, Bowden Francis of the Toronto Blue Jays. What's up, brother? How we doing, man?
I'm good, man. Good to be back.
It's good to be back. And listen, let's address the elephant in the room. I tweeted about you coming on my old podcast. Let's talk about it. It was just we weren't snapping it around. That's all. You weren't familiar with there was nothing personal. It was just we weren't snapping it around, so I didn't post the podcast. But you saw the tweets, right? Because a little background story. You saw my tweet, and then you texted Luplo like, "What the fuck's this guy's deal?" You didn't know I was joking, obviously, but that was obviously the backstory with it, right?
Yeah. Well, Tyler Osick too.
Yeah, it was Tyler Osick was on the podcast. Me, you and my buddy Osick. And yeah, we just had you on. It was just like you were obviously in a weird space. I mean, you were about to become a father, I think. I think you were literally just about to have your kid. So yeah, it was just a weird space, but we're buzzing now. We're good. We were talking over DMs. You were like, you respect the hustle, you respect the grind. So I'm glad to have you on, man. So, anyways, how are you doing though, brother? How are you feeling?
Good. Training's going good. This is probably my favorite off season so far. Just having a good spot down here, and like I'm training twice a day. Twice a day is at the complex, so it's ticking along well.
The Blue Jays, the Blue Jays complex.
Yeah, they're down here. So this is they have a good complex to be at, and I guess spring training it's easy to be in one little hub. So we're just renting a house down here, and it's gonna be an easy transition with just to having the family and not being in like a little studio apartment like every other spring training.
Have they talked to you much about your plans for next year? Are they talking about stretching you out early in the spring, or what? Have they talked about kind of what your role is going to be?
I think it's just like come in normal, like come in built up, come in to start, and then kind of adapt from there. It just depends on the whole depth chart, but that's some shit that I can't really be thinking about. So I'm just trying to eat, I'm hungry and I'm trying to just get outs.
I mean, you did pretty good job of fucking doing that last year. I mean, you were on the loose last year, one of the best pitchers out of the pen for this team, especially the long relief stuff once Trevor Richards went down. But what are you more comfortable doing? I mean, obviously it's a weird role for you. You're like a natural starter guy, you have the body type of a starter, and obviously you're comfortable throwing multiple innings. So what are you more comfortable with? Are you just like you don't care, or do you prefer to be a starting pitcher?
I want to be a starter, but I know this whole like your whole rookie year, it's so like I'm just trying to get my rookie year almost, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm still on that little like whatever is cool as long as I'm here type thing. But I just know like in the back of my mind that like starting is still my goal. And like I don't know, it feels out of place. It's like if you're I don't know, it's just getting a new position. It's different. It's definitely different mentally at least. I've always just been so used to starting.
And is it more like a big routine thing for you? Are you go by at the same time, everything, so you find it different when you're in the pen instead of having kind of regimented pregame stuff compared to that?
I'm pretty like free flowing, so I think that's why the pen was like not too hard of a transition, but it was just felt funny. But I'm not super like structured like this is the time. I'm pretty more like I don't know, pretty loosey goosey. If I'm pretty like everyone's like, what's wrong with that guy? It's kind of like a little crazy up top, but I think that's just how I've always been. I don't know, just kind of loose.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, just going like being the starter and all that type of stuff. It's definitely just like a weird transition because I believe you were like starting games in AAA, and then they call you up, and then you have to kind of start coming out of the bullpen. Was that first game you came out of the bullpen in the show like a really tough adjustment for you? Especially, I mean, you're coming in there and you're facing big league hitting in a role that you're not quite familiar with. Was that like the biggest challenge or obstacle you kind of had this year?
Yeah, I had some like forearm stiffness early in the year, so that was like the biggest, probably like hardest thing. But I don't think I knew when Richard started that game that I was going to pitch that day. Like I just know because they told me, and so it was like I think I threw right before the game, like super close. So I knew like I literally just treated it like a start. Basically, I knew I was going to be like about the fourth inning, and I almost it was like it could be a rain delay. So like that was my mind. So like it was like kind of be ready whenever, but around this time. So I just knew like I could do all my stuff, feel loose, and then like it's just go time. You got to trust it when you get it.
So I want to go back. We have two JUCO bandits here. I wasn't lucky enough to be a JUCO bandit, but Chipola has a nice little funnel from being playing at Chipola and being a Blue Jay. Obviously, Russell Martin did that, and Jose Bautista did that too, right? You also pitched in a national championship game, did you not? You're a national champion.
Yeah, it was not a good game, but we won it.
Yeah, it was a Sandjack. Sandjack was a wagon back there, but you guys still made it through. Were you more nervous to pitch in a national championship JUCO game or your major league debut?
Dude, I probably was more nervous than the national championship for some reason.
Yeah, because it was game 2 of 3, right?
I was just dreaming when I was in the big leagues. So like it just felt like they were shooting a movie and we were just playing the game. Like it just felt super. I don't know. I wasn't even I can't really explain the nerve. It wasn't nervous though.
So
It
you
was
thought
like,
you were you thought you were on the set of fucking Little Big League when you were playing in the fucking show. That's absolutely crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But going into that JUCO stuff, obviously, Florida junior colleges are the hardest of the hard. I mean, I've heard stories of like how like the off season, like the fall training you guys do and stuff like that. Was it as hard in at Chipola as I had it in Nebraska, like where you're running every single day, 2-a-day workouts, like you're practicing 3-4 hours a day? Was it as hard as it was at majority JUCOs in America?
it really was because it was like the day just didn't even class like never even mattered. Like it was just like we woke up and we're like, all right, we got to be at the field at 12. It wasn't like we got 3 classes and we got lunch. It was just like, fuck, we got to work. It's like long ass practice with conditioning. And then you got to go fucking clean your shit,
Yeah.
like your jersey and your pants. And then we would like sneak in actually like late at night and work out. It was weird. We had just like a bunch of grinders that were just like, we got to get it. And we would just break through this little sliding glass door and get after it at night. But those days are crazy because I don't know, it flew by in those little 2 years. Like there's nothing like that. So I just always try to think about that time.
And you got drafted after both years, right? And there was just the money wasn't right to go year one and came back and won a national championship, right?
Yeah, it wasn't even the money. I don't think I was just ready. I think like didn't even know I was gonna get drafted. I didn't know we were on the way to the beach, me and my dad, and like I got like a text saying like congrats. I'm like something must have happened. So then the guy calls me. I'm like I'm drafted. I was like we go to this little tiki bar. We get like hammered, and I'm like, dude, this is weird. Like what do I even do? Me and my dad are talking about it, and we're like, well, we weren't even like prepared about it, and I didn't feel like I was giving my all to be ready for that time. And I was like, if I'm getting drafted like right now, and I'm like not really giving it all, like let's just go in this next year and like fucking get after it, see what happens, and then boom. It was like it's just everything's meant to be to me, and I always feel like it's all timing, and I didn't feel right at it, but it's sick.
Yeah, and I know you were so obviously you're not a big party guy, which is something I learned. Obviously, like you said, you don't like to get after, you just kind of like to just chill. How hard was it for you to not go to Florida State after JUCO? I mean, that's one of the best. Listen, I know you're not a party guy, but that is one of the best like party schools in America. It's electric. The college game days there are sick for football. How hard was that for you to not like at least experience Division I baseball and experience like the Division I lifestyle as a student?
It was. I mean, now looking back, I'm like, dude, that seems sick. Just being back at that hometown and yeah, I did like all through middle school, high school. I said middle school, a little bit of middle school, but high school, I did get after it, and so like I feel like I got it out of the way, and then like once I got drafted, I was like, I mean, once I got like that college interest, I was just like super hyper focused at that point, and I was like, fuck it, I'm not drinking like I used to at least, and I don't know, and then it's just way different. But being at Florida State would have been crazy because I feel like I didn't play against my family a lot, like with them around, and like that would have been badass.
Yeah. Another interesting thing to me, I think, as a Canadian, is you playing in the Winter League last year. I need to know, as someone who Puerto Rican Winter League, right? Last year.
Yeah.
What in the world was that experience like?
Dude, it was I had no like expectations going in. Like I just had a shitty year, like, but I felt like that last month of the season was good, and I was like, I think I need to rep whatever I'm feeling because like my mechanics had a little change and like fastball was coming out good, everything was sharper, and I was just like, I need to take this in and like go for another month and really groove what I'm grooving right now. So, dude, it was wild. Though. They had air horns and there was like people were so loud. They had drums and trumpets, and it was just something you never even expected. There was fights in the stands, but it was just it was savage. It was awesome. I feel like it totally turned my whole career. I mean, I would just I gained my confidence. I gained like just being myself out there. Like there's a lot of positive that came out of it.
What if major league fans were like that? Do you think that'd be better?
Yeah, I always think so. I always think like I hear that like over in Asia, they're like so dialed into every pitch. They're like always got some kind of sound going on and music, and they're just so focused. And I think now in the States, it's like everyone's posting a video or like they're just drinking their beer and their hot dog, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, speaking about like your career being turned around, I got to ask you this from a guy to guy standpoint here. Do you ever look at the stats and the numbers you put up last year, or watch videos of you carving and be like, "Holy fuck, I'm a dog"? Like, did you look at that shit? I know obviously you're a humble dude and all that type of stuff, but I mean, last year, let's go over the stats here. Just absolutely absurd. I mean, what was the ERA? A 1.7 ERA, 36 innings pitched, 22 hits. Just absurd shit. 0.83 whip. Absolutely ridiculous fucking numbers. Like, do you get it? Have you had a chance to kind of step back and be like, I really just did that at the big league level?
Dude, that's a good question. I hear like a lot of people like saying like congratulations and all this stuff, and like, but yeah, like I watch the video all the time. You know, I'm always trying to like, it's always about self hype and like manifesting and like knowing that that's normal to me, so I can keep continuing to build instead of me like stepping back and being like, holy shit, that was so good. Like, can we do this again? Like, I don't ever want to be like a fluke and me to like be eye opened, but it's obviously humbling. And I step back and I'm like, we did this. Let's fucking keep going. And we like, it's like a quick celebration. And it's like, all right, let's watch video and like visualize it and get back into it. Don't get too like caught up in, if you're still talking about yesterday, you haven't done enough today type thing.
So last year, kind of the change seemed like a nice little velo bump for you, right? Where are you at this off season? Is it a mechanical tweak? Are we still? I mean, obviously more velo is nice every single off season, right? What are you trying to go into this off season with, or kind of come out in with for spring training?
Just to continue with sharpening mechanics, like just always being more like explosive and more pop to get the velo, but I want to add in a little splitter.
You got some good guys to learn the splitter from.
Is that breaking news? Bowden Francis learning a splitter?
I threw it 4 times last year in AAA, so it still hasn't been brought up to the public.
Oh yeah. I mean, listen. You can learn it from Swanee. You can learn it from Gossman. I'm sure fucking our guy Bassett probably knows how to throw a nasty splitter as well. You got tons of guys you can learn that from.
Yeah, that's who actually showed it. Bassett was the last day of spring training last year, and we were tinkering with it. But this year I actually have like an off season to work on it. So now I'm meshing like him and Swanee's together.
Okay.
Gosman's is too much going on.
Speaking about those guys and all that type of stuff, obviously Swanee told a couple funny stories from just the bullpen guys and like how good the vibes are down there and all that type of stuff. I gotta ask you, being the rookie there, who's the alpha in that bullpen? Like, who's the guy that's kind of walking around with a big chest that you're just like, we don't fuck with that guy, that's the big boy there? Who's the guy that's kind of chirping everyone, that just has the respect from everyone in that bullpen?
My guy's 6'8".
6'8"?
Yeah. Romy walks around. I mean, like he's gonna be funny in the first like 4 innings, but then after like once the game settles in, it's he's walking around, he's ready to hunt.
No one's talking to him. That's what Swanee said. Swanee says like the first 4 innings he's like fucking around, like just having a good time in the bullpen, and then it's like no one even look at him because this guy's going fucking lunatic mode.
Yeah, I mean, you can obviously talk to him, but a stupid question, it just won't even be answered though. Like, just grab a water and sit down.
What are you like during the games? Because I know some people won't talk like him, but I mean, what do you do during the games?
No, I like to talk. I like to keep it pretty light.
There's got to be a time where everyone kind of knows when they're about to pitch, so they got to kind of mentally lock in before you go, right? So
I was like, so then in that case, like I was pretty talkative until we were up by like 7 runs.
That's what the garbage time. Listen, man. I mean, obviously, like, it just at the end of the day, those numbers are still absolutely fucked. Like, I don't even care if you pitch when the Jays were up 50 and facing guys like hitting the other way. Those numbers are absolutely insane. But speaking about that, like crucial moments in the season, crucial moments in the game. What was like the most? I know you're not a nervous guy, but what was like the biggest moment you felt you pitched in this year, or like a crucial moment where you're like, this is when the boys need me here. Like they need me to at least eat innings, or they need me to throw up a couple zeros here.
I think in Cincinnati, I had that 3 inning save, and I think that was like a good saver for them. I think they were throwing a lot at that time, and I wasn't. And I don't know if we had an off day the next day, but I know just eating that last. I know there's a lot of guys that like did not need to throw that day, and so I was just like, "Fuck yeah, let's take it home."
Oh yeah, the 10-3 win. Yeah,
that was the Sunday after we left. We didn't even get to see it.
That was after we left. Yeah.
Where's the what was kind of like your welcome to the big leagues moment, whether it was in a game or kind of travel type thing?
Oh, welcome to the bigs.
Even like an at bat, you face someone, you just kind of look back, it's like, oh fuck, that was pretty cool.
I have to be like the flights, and like when you got to your first hotel, that whole process is like, damn.
That's a little bit better than the bus rides.
Yeah. You're not touching your bags, and it's just wild. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it, but yeah, that whole part was just like, wow.
Yeah, you just
I debuted, but I was home we had like a 9-game stretch, so I was up for 7 days, and we were up at home the whole time, so I didn't get to travel last year. So this year was actually the first time I got to travel.
So this year, I know not to bring up home run balls, you gave up very little home runs, by the way. But you did give up a home run to Bryce Harper. Do you remember that exact sequence or that exact at bat? Like, do you remember the home runs you give up and just be like, I threw a cookie right down the middle, or I hung a pitch, or any of that type of shit?
That one like just kind of sticks because it's a name, obviously. But yeah, I remember. I don't know the whole like, what did I get to that pitch? But I knew it was a curveball. I think, right? 2 strikes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, fuck, I wanted to get that out.
Well, dude, it kind of rocks giving up a home. If you're gonna give a home run up to someone, give it to one of like the best hitters ever, right? Like, I mean, give it to fucking Bryce Harper. You could tell your grandkids you gave up a home run to Bryce Harper. You faced them. If I'm giving up a home run and I'm a big leaguer, I want it to be to Bryce Harper. But speaking about that welcome to the big leagues moment, I always ask this to the big leaguers we have on the podcast and stuff like that. What's the biggest, like, this is the show type of thing that you've had? Like, I know Tyler Glasnow told me it was like the water pressure in the fucking showers. Tyler Matzek talks about like it's unlimited, like team gear. You can get whatever the fuck you want. Some people say it's the clubbies. Like, what is your thing? Like, this is the big leagues. Like, this is way different than the minor leagues.
Oh man, dude, I think I mean, they had heated towels in a lot of the fields, which is like, out of these little heaters. But I think just something as simple as like the masseuse. I could get a massage every, like, we didn't have that down there, you know. So
you got the gun. You got the gun down there. You have to do by yourself, bro. They don't have masseuses down in AAA, so that makes sense for sure.
Yeah, I've always liked massages growing up, and I was like, fuck. Those are free, and it's not free. You tip him at the end, but he does a good job.
What's it like working with Pete Walker? You guys have a good little working relationship?
The GOAT.
Yeah, he is the man, dude. He's just a fiery. He knows how to get your confidence built up. He's got great energy. He's always the same guy. He's a great person to be in that position. I don't know. We're super grateful to have him.
Yeah, we say, or Swanee said to us, he has a nice blend of like the old school style and the new school style. What do you like looking at post outing? Are you into some of the advanced analytics stuff, or is at the end of the day, obviously the most important thing is throwing up a zero every time you pitch, right?
I'll look at the hard hit balls. Just kind of see like where it was first of all, and then if it is a good spot, then I won't really look too deep into it. But if it is like, and it was a good time, I'd go back in the bat and look at the whole like, all right, what did we set him up with? How did we go wrong? And then kind of go from there. If I know I'm facing them again, other than that, like mechanically, I'll look at some good strikes. I don't really like looking at the bad. Like if I'm blowing doors, like I'll just like look at a couple of those, save the video, and then like rewatch those.
How much does the team give you of that? Is it kind of like just readily accessible? Do you post outing right away?
In the big leagues, they have like a computer room basically, and you can walk in there. So it's
That
super.
is fucking incredible. That is absolutely insane. You could probably see like literally the like how you grip the ball. They probably have that shit zoomed in on your fucking hand. That's absolutely insane. Is that like so you do you use that frequently, like every single day, like after every single outing? Are you really locked in on that type of stuff?
I'm not. I mean, I like just watching me just repetition. I don't like to look too deep into it, but I like looking at like me having success. So I just like watching me get outs and like over and over and over, just to like I don't know, embed to my mind that I can do that year in year out. I don't know why. It's a big thing for me. I just watch visualizing. Boom, keep me doing it.
Who's someone on the staff who sits in that room a lot, loves to look at stuff?
On the staff, I've seen Bassett in there a good bit. Like he likes tinkering. He's always like, he's just so crafty. He's got fucking 9 pitches, so he's always got to see something. You know, he's always got to critique something because mechanics change so much from pitch to pitch at the little microscopic point. But like his wrist always has to move on different stuff. So it's like he's always got to watch it.
Yeah, I wish he focused that much on Fortnite.
I was about to say he would probably look at his Fortnite highlights.
Then we get a couple more wins with him on Fortnite if he did that. But I just what?
Are y'all still playing?
Yeah, we run it with Bassett every night. Bassett's locked in on that shit. We played till 3 a.m. last night. But speaking about like the Bassett and the Gossmans and like the Swannies, I know Swanee isn't like when I call him a vet, but how much of an impact is like having those guys in the locker room, in the clubhouse, throwing with you guys? How much of an impact do those guys make? Like a Kevin Gossman, who's had success in the big leagues, who's obviously kind of came from nothing in the big leagues, DFA to a third Cy Young voting. Like, how much of an impact does that play on you?
Greatly, just because how like personable they are and how inviting they are. Like there's no ego, and they just like they want you to learn. They want you to like ask questions. They want you to kind of be around there and learn, because they always like talking and tinkering with stuff, and I don't know, they always like talking baseball and talking shop, and it's just cool to see them as like a helper, and they're not there to be cliquey. They're just there like whoever wants to talk, like come talk. It's super. I don't know. I felt really comfortable around them, and I was just super grateful about that.
Would you really try and pick their brains more than some of the relievers based on you trying to be a starter down the line, still get to the big leagues, stay in a rotation?
I feel like Willie's wound up talking more just because like that was normal to me, is like go watch bullpens and like go watch the starters throw their sides, or just after throw catch, like just sit around on the sideline and talk. Like I don't know, I always felt like I was always around, so I just continue to do that up there, and I'd always run into them a lot. So our conversations would always go.
Bassett's the man, bro. He's such a good dude. One of the best in the business. But speaking about like you being a rookie and all that type of stuff, what was the initiation you had to do last year? Because I know Schneids and Ernie had to dress up, like wear a costume, I believe, to the last road trip or whatever you guys went on. What was your rookie initiation last year as a pitcher?
So you're talking about this year, right?
Yeah, this year. Sorry, this year.
Mine was pretty easy. It took them a while. I don't know if they like forgot that I was rookie, or I did mine like after Spencer, I think, and I just had to sing on the bus and tell him a story. And just,
what song? What was the song of choice?
Fucking listen, baby.
They had you go the high notes. Those boys had you going on the high notes. Whoa, that's fucking electric.
It didn't last long. That microphone's fucked up.
But and also you going into, I mean, obviously this year is kind of like a crucial year for this club. Obviously, the guys are getting a year older. You're coming back with like obviously the best pitching staff in baseball. What was it like just being in that room, knowing that every single guy that toes the rubber, every single guy that's warming up in that bullpen is an absolute fucking dog? Like, where was the confidence like in that clubhouse, seeing the bullpen have so much success, the starting rotation have so much success? I think it was the second lowest ERA in baseball, right, Avery? The whole pitching staff, something like that. But what was it like? What was that locker room like?
It was just like feeding the beast. It was we'd have those meetings, and then we'd have like a little hype up video, kind of like what I've been talking about, just like us being successful, getting outs, strikeouts, and then like it was just like an aura. And the starters would start it, and we just felt like when we got to that first inning in the bullpen, we were like, it's not that we checked out for 6 innings, but like we could, because it was every time I was up, I felt like it was a 0-1, 0-2 till the 6th, 7th inning. And it was just like these guys are dogs, and we trust them, and they just started that like confidence, and we just kind of built on it, and then the whole bullpen just fed off that. It's like cancerous.
How much better was the bullpen upgrade this year? Like the physical bullpen.
Yeah, it was serious. We had some flamethrowers this year. It was crazy. It'll be interesting to see, with free agency and stuff, but
he's also
like the actual,
his dumb brain is talking about the actual bullpen, like the elevated seats, like you guys have like a coffee room down there.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's like a lounge, it feels funny. It's like too comfortable. I want like the old splinter benches back.
You're a JUCO guy.
You're a gritty guy.
You're used to the dog shit bullpens. But I will say this: I've seen videos, and Swanee talked about it obviously on the podcast. He said it's insane. Like you guys could just in the middle of a game just go into and literally just you're at a coffee shop, like right behind the fucking bullpen. But what was it like being that close to the fans this year? I mean, you're warming up, and you got fans in your fucking ear, like literally 2 feet away from you in the bullpen. Was that hard to adjust to?
From AAA, yeah, but then like once we started traveling around, like I just realized it was kind of pretty normal, like being in Fenway, and a lot of those stands are so close, but they do a pretty good job with like not yelling at your face. I haven't experienced that yet, but like I know security would probably get on them, right? Or have you seen it get out of hand?
They can't be chirping the home team.
You can't be chirping the home team, but I think on the other side you're allowed to chirp. I will say this though, if you can't, that's like, what the fuck's the point of that bullpen? Like, move it down to the ground again if you can't chirp the other team. I know, obviously, you can't throw shit, obviously, but if you're chirping, just chirp that. But have you got it bad from fans this year? Like, what's like the worst stadium you've visited with fans coming at you while you're warming up?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of that one.
Because you played in Baltimore, you played in Texas. Obviously, yeah. you were at Fenway too, warming up in the bullpen in Fenway, so that had to be at least a little bit bad.
At Fenway, probably. They're just like, oh, I let like 6 fly, and they're like, they just start doing the whole strike thing, like we're gonna play it in there. We gotta get in the strike zone.
Yeah, Swanee left his glove and a fan stole it. I don't know if you remember that. Do you remember that?
There.
Was he the only person who didn't know it happened?
I think, and then I think a security guard or someone brought down the glove. Yo, how did that guy have your glove? And he was like, I don't know. And then the security guard came in later, and he was like, someone like snagged your glove off the dugout. Like, he just laid up there and got his cup of coffee, and it was gone.
What do you do while you're waiting to pitch? Like, are you a Zen guy? Are you a dip guy? Like, what are you ripping up there in that bullpen? I know Swanee's a Zen guy, but what are you doing?
Dude, I'm just hitting I just drink water and salt, and like
that's it. You don't take advantage of the free Zen you get whenever you're fucking in the bullpen.
Those things make me dizzy, man. I can't do those things. I can't be there about to throw a baseball.
Yeah, that makes sense. And the last thing I want to talk about, obviously, you had really cool cleats this year with your child, right? Your child designed your cleats. Let's talk about those.
Which ones?
Like you had cleats designed, right?
Yeah. I just had them. They were just white, blank, and he was painting one day, and I was like, oh, I have extra pair of cleats, so I went and grabbed them. It was pretty close to Father's Day, and so he was painting like this, I don't know, picture, like on a piece of paper, but I had him like just go crazy on my cleats, so I let them dry, and it was turned out fire.
That is fucking electric, man. So are you allowed to wear those all the time, or is there like, do you have to send in to Major League Baseball like the cleats that you're wanting to wear every single game and stuff like that?
No, you can kind of wear whatever you want now.
Okay, that'll play. I have a proposition. What's your walk-in song? Like, what's your song out of the bullpen this year? What was it?
It was called "Come On" by Collie Buds.
Okay, we gotta top you into the house music scene. Get the people going a little bit at the Rogers Center, man. I mean, you'll start getting the people going. I mean, I think Schneider had the stroke, right, Avery? Yeah. You got to get something that gets the people going. You got to get something relatable about it. I mean, obviously, you're trying to be a starter next year, and there's a spot that opened up, obviously, with Ryu being gone probably and stuff. And I'm assuming, the five spot's going to be open now, but. You got to get something going there, man. You got to get the crowd going with it. So with a song that's relatable, everyone knows.
I think a lot of people know that song.
What's the song called? Let me play it.
It's called "Come Around" by Collie Buds.
Okay, let me search it up here.
There's a lot of smokers in Toronto. You know this.
Okay. Yeah, this is just okay. Yeah, look, a couple people smoke a little Kevin Gossman's around the stadium, just getting after a little bit, but I do respect that. So this is the last thing I want to talk about, obviously. And like I mentioned, there's kind of a spot really opening up there in that fifth spot in the rotation. Is that your mindset going into the spring training? Like, are you pretty much saying, like, have you made that point very clear to the front office? Have you made that point very clear? Or are you just saying you just want to be on the big league roster come opening day? Like, where are you at with that?
No, my goal is just to be the starter, but like I can't really think about the depth chart and all that. Like, and I don't want them to think that I'm like over stressing about it either. So like I just know that I've expressed numerous times that like I'm coming for that starting spot one day. I don't care like how long it takes or like when. They know I want to start, and I think it's all this timing. It's all like opportunity. And me when I gotta fucking take it when it's there.
That first start's gonna hit like fucking crack, but that's gonna absolutely rock. But I want last thing. Are you married to the number 44? Are we gonna work on that next year? Like, where are you at here? Is number 44 gonna be with you your entire career, or are we gonna switch it up?
I think 44 is there to stay. I like it.
It's a good number. It's a great pitching.
It's worked for you.
It's what you can't. I mean, 170 ERA. You can't switch it up now, right? You gotta stick with where you're at.
I gotta text the clubbies after this podcast.
Keep 44. Who are you the closest? Who are you the closest with, by the way, on the team? Like, who's one guy where it's like you kind of sit beside on the plane, or you're kind of like getting along with the best?
Pearson's up there. I always sat with Biggio too. Just some homies.
Biggio?
Yeah.
Does he know? Okay, I don't know if you're really locked in on social media, but we kind of made the joke that Biggio fucks a lot on Twitter. I'm assuming maybe you can bring that up to him next time. Maybe we can get him on the podcast. But we have started a massive rumor. So what happened is Buck Martinez said he started to have a lot of success. He tried. You know that clip?
Sex, right?
Yeah, he said sex. So we just started the joke that Calvin Biggio fucks. So we're all in on the Calvin Biggio train. He's electric, is he? Is he just the best teammate ever?
He is. He's the man. I love that guy.
Need Bubble Biggio on this podcast. Anyways, Bowden, man, listen. Long time coming here, obviously. By the way, obviously electric when you were on the Fan 590 and you just said fuck right in the middle of the episode, and I tweeted it, which is what started our DM conversation. But I appreciate you coming on this, man. Obviously, incredible year last year. We're rooting for you next year. I'll be locked in. You know we'll be locked in on Bowden Francis next year. And honestly, man, keep doing your thing. Pumped to see you, and I appreciate you coming on this, man.
Thank y'all for doing this. Appreciate you.
We'll be right back.